This session is about how to add a digital input to the RoboRio. We're going to use a knife switch and a cable here to connect. This is an ordinary PWM servo cable that we've connected to this knife switch. You'll then take this assembly and plug it into digital input number 9 here on the left front of the RoboRio. We will continue on with our cumulative software project from the previous sessions. I already have VS Code opened up, the driver station and the shuffleboard. We can open the code and get to our CPP and H file. We start with the H file and we're going to add a few more things. We will open the documentation reference and go to classes, class list. Will be in the FRC namespace. We're going to scroll down to digital input. Here you see the include digital input.h. We can just copy that and bring this to our header file. Place this. Not quite right. Looks like a discrepancy between the documentation and what's really going on. We will use this here to instantiate the object. We'll use get to read the pin. Back to the H file. Let's create the object just like we did for Xbox controller. I'm going to put it in the same place. Digital input. Let's just call this limit switched. And we're going to put it on channel number 9. This is the squiggly braces. This is the instantiator. So we have an object of type digital input. The object's name is limit switch. It's sitting on digital input number 9. Since we have a dot up here, I'm going to click Control S to save this. I'll come back to robot.cpp. Let's go to teleop periodic. We can now go limit. We need to go back. Let's make ourselves a Boolean variable. Limit switch value. So now we have the object, we have the variable to store the result in. We'll go back to here, limit switch value. We're going to assign it to whatever the limit switch is doing. Get. There's the value. There's the read. We're going to store it into this variable. And as in the previous instances, we're going to write it out to the screen. I'll just copy this line so I don't have to type it all out. Limit switch. We'll hit Control S to save it. Let's build it. We will now deploy it. Gets deployed. We have a start. Let's click on the shuffleboard of the driver station and get it back up. Teleop mode. I'm going to hit new on. I just hit Control N on the shuffleboard. I couldn't get the menu to work. I'll come over here and click enabled. We are in the teleop enabled mode right here. This is our limit switch value right here. I will now open the switch. When we started, it was closed. It turned green, red, green, red, open, closed, open, closed. When we close the switch, it takes the value and it grounds it out, and this will let it float back to the upper level, to the high level, to the true level. And that is the end of this exercise.